time for demonstration. So, as I already said, first thing you do is to connect Leone vents to our power source. So this is a power cord with a turbine arm fuse to prevent Leone vent from being damaged by any fluctuation in power supply. And there is an LED here showing whether or not Leone vent is charging. Now, the next thing, we switch on Leone vent. Okay. Now, whilst Leone vent is booting all its internal system, now you can connect the patient circuits to the outlets from Leone vent. The patient circuit here is with a long. We are using this computer as a long. Now, we open. Yes, this is a medical apparatus. Actually, it's not just any kind of a balloon. It's calibrated already. It exerts the same pressure as the human lung exhales. So now that we've connected, we open the pressure regulator there, and then now if we add oxygen cylinder, we would have slotted it here. The holes from it, slot it here. But now that there's no oxygen cylinder, we want to use room air to ventilate the patient. Then we switch here to room air mode. It's to select the ratio at which the machine, the rate at which the machine will be delivering its air to the patient. That is the expirational and inspirational ratio. So now I will choose 1:2. That means the rate at which it will be compressing air to the patient will be 2 times faster than the rate at which the patient will be giving out the expirational air, 1:2. And out of that, of course, you can calculate the breath rates. That is, if you have 3 seconds total to complete one cycle, that means out of 60 seconds, you may have something like 20 breaths in 1 minute. And then, now that we have everything set, we can ventilate. Whilst our heater there is boiling, our ventilator is connected, our projector is working very well, our extension is a giant. And the effect is this. Now, we, of course, if we are conscious, we can adjust the high pressure safety valve, because there are chances that the mechanism in there may fail to some extent, that it may even try to exert high pressure on the patient's lung, and of course that is a damage to the patient's lung. So we can adjust the high pressure safety valve to some limits, and you may be reading the pressure from the pressure gauge here. To some limits here of this high pressure safety valve, you can aim down, telling you that at this pressure you would have a release. This is actually breaking the patient's circuit. So if the pressure reaches that point, there is a release here of the air that is compressed to the patient. So the air does no longer go to the patient, but rather it is released air. Stopping the patient's lung from being blown up by a Leone vent. Of course, Leone vent can do that. Okay, now that Leone vent functions very well on power supply, what if light goes? There is electricity cut out. This is the power cord of Leone vent, and Leone vent is functioning. And now we want to move the patient from one point of the hospital to the other. There is no need for Leone vent to be connected to any power source. You can move Leone vent while it is functioning. You can even have this on ambulance. And of course, this can function for 1 hour without any need for recharge. Okay, so we are done setting the parameters. if there was a patient, then we'll detach this, and this now is ready to be connected to the patient. Or if the patient's health condition is critical, that is, if the airway of the patient is blocked as a result of some mucus excretion, secretion of or whatsoever kind, maybe a respiratory therapist or anesthesiologist can just insert an endotracheal tube first. We don't know about that. And then our Leone vents now can be attached to the endotracheal tube, and of course, saving the patient's life. So, okay, yes, I almost forgot. So, in case there's a technical failure there, the angle bar can just be attached here. There's no need for you to remove the breathing circuit from the patient. You don't need to remove the breathing circuit from the patient. Just take your angle bar. It is here as an emergency. Take it and connect it here, and then yes. So whilst you are performing this action, you assume you are now the patient. You gauge your own breath rate as with the compression here. When you're breathing in, squeeze. When you're breathing out, you may release. And then you can see the balloon there just giving out the air as the patient gives out the exhaled air. I almost forgot that one. So, thank you very much.